Hey music friends, this is Davi Vasc, I'm a music composer for games, and after my previous video on the final boss theme for Bravely Default 2, a few of you have asked me to now react to Edna's Battle theme, also from Bravely Default 2, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna listen to and talk about it, so let's go! Yeah, so this beginning is clearly a reference to Adelle's theme. And of course, Adele and Adelle's theme plays a big part on this part of the game, because Adele is of course Edna's sister. So this is the story that Revo, the composer, is trying to tell with this music here, is the story of two sisters facing against each other in battle. Yeah, and here's that familiar rhythm pattern that Revo loves using. And something else really cool that he did on this part here regarding rhythm is something called syncopation. In music, we always expect the strong beat of a song to be on the first beat of a measure. So if we have a 4-beat measure, for example, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The strong beat is on the 1. Syncopation means that the composer puts the strong beat somewhere else that's not the 1. Here, check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, boom. So he's putting a strong beat here between the 3 and the 4 instead of putting always on the 1. That kind of syncopation creates a feeling of surprise, especially if you're listening to the song for the first time. And it also communicates very well the nature of a battle, which is, you know, unpredictable and full of danger and full of surprises. This one, much like the final boss theme, also sounds very Baroque. Yeah, it's very Baroque. Remember on the final boss theme video where I talked about Baroque music? This time seems like he's going even further because he's using the harpsichord. It doesn't get any more Baroque than the harpsichord. See, this is the harpsichord. And by the way, the notes that he's playing here in this harpsichord intro, this is called a diminished arpeggio. Diminished chords are some of the most disturbing and unpleasant and dissonant chords out there, so when the guy opens up the piece with a chord like this, you know you're in for a ride. Man, it's so good. This is fantastic. The kind of Baroque music that he is mimicking here is something called a toccata. And a toccata is a genre of organ music, mostly of the Baroque period, in which the melody of the song is played on the lower notes. And a lot of people miss the melody because it's played on the lower notes. I'm gonna highlight the melody here for you guys. Some very tragic chords here. Man, I love the emotion that he's putting into these chords. So this part consists basically of two chords. There's one sad chord and there's one tense chord. But the thing with the tense chord that he chose is that it's just one step down from the sad chord, so it's just this gentle fall to the tense chord. This one step fall makes the tense chord sound more tragic and sad than actually dangerous and tense. This is something that I like a lot about Revo, the way he uses storytelling in his tracks. In the beginning, the track was a bit more ominous and scary, and now he's clearly exploring more of the emotional side of this combat between sisters, you know, the tragedy of it and the sadness of it, and he's constantly building up to something. This melody sounds kind of familiar. I think it's a reference to something.
A few moments later.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure it out, but this is still Adele's theme. It's the second half of Adele's theme. Again, Adele's theme. And there's a build-up. Build-up. Holy crap, so good, so emotional. This is, of course, a reference to Bravely Default 1. As far as I can tell, there's not really a reason for this melody to be included here. Seems like it's a bit of fan service, which is fine if it's in good taste, as I think it's done here. It doesn't hurt anybody, so I'm all for it. And the melody is so good, it's so emotional, it hypes you up so much. I'm gonna let you listen to this part on its own because this music definitely deserves it. And now Adele's theme comes back with so much power, so much speed. I think it's so amazing how Revo is able to take one theme and shapeshift it into a million different forms. This to me feels like a show of Adele's determination and will after the long journey she's been through. You guys know that this channel is all about sharing the music from the games that we love with each other, and I have more music from Bravely Default 2 to share with you, so I'm gonna put the video on Bravely Default 2's final boss theme over here. It's a video very similar to this one, and I'm gonna put Bravely Default 2 covers over here. Pick one of these two if you want us to continue inspiring each other with this music, and I'll see you there.